Hey everybody, joriz here. 3, 2, 1, Philippines! If you got jump scared there, I don't know what to tell you because I gave you ample time to react. I even did a countdown for you. Like, that's your fault. Anyways, if you're upset at what I just did, then don't worry because I'm about to tell you the story about the fourth worst day of my entire life. Okay, it's the fourth worst day of my entire life. It used to be the worst day of my entire life, but then around like August of probably like 2022, I got hit with a tooth infection, and then I had a back-to-back worst days of my life. It was not a great time to be me. I'll talk about it eventually, but that would, if you were wishing, I really hope joriz is in grave pain right now. Well, yes, I am. I'm a Skyblock player, but I was also in a lot of pain back then too. That was really bad actually. Anyways, let's YouTube rewind our way all the way back to June of 2019. Actually, no, that's not true. We have to one day before May 31st of 2019. All right, May 31st, 2019. We were gonna go to the Philippines and we were gonna take a flight there, and that flight took over 20 hours to get there. Listen, Philippines is a pretty far away place from America, all right? Especially where I'm at. It's like very far away. But 20 hours was kind of ridiculous, but not only that, this is 20 hours not including the layover. If we're including the time for just waiting over with the layover, this thing was like over 24 hours, and I did not sleep once during the flight. And also keep in mind, this story took place in 2019, and back in 2019 I was a 12-year-old. I do not have the capabilities of being an 18-year-old me. I actually thought about this the other day, and I realized that I am in fact a lot stronger than I was than in like back when in 2019. I could probably beat the shit out of like 12-year-old me. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because a few years ago, I used to think, like, if I had to fight my 12-year-old self, I would probably get my ass kicked just because of how many times I just got injured playing Skyblock. I don't think that's true. The injuries are real, but, like, I feel like I could still pull the victory. I'm, like, a foot taller. What the fuck is 12-year-old me gonna do? Oh, the 12-year-old me, he's gonna do the right hook. No, he's not. He doesn't know what a right hook is. Why did I just start talking about fighting myself? Okay. What was I at? The flight. Okay, so that flight was a very long time, and I didn't sleep at all during it. But not only that, not only was the flight like over 24 hours long, and I didn't sleep at all for it, I was awake prior to that flight. Like before going into the airplane, I was awake. It's not like I woke up inside the airplane and we were already going. No, I was awake 12 hours prior to boarding the flight. So at this point, easily over like 30 hours of me being awake. And this is a big problem. Anyone who's been awake for over 30 hours, I think you could probably agree, not a great thing to do. It's probably not fun. I think. No, I know it's not fun because I experienced it. And I was just suffering. And when we made it to the Philippines, it was like, all right, it's time to enjoy my Philippines trip. And then I got instantly hit with a jet lag. And it wasn't great what happened after because I was wearing gray clothing. This is because I actually don't have to draw myself having gray clothing because my guy is already gray. So, you know what? Hey, let's go. That's a huge win for me when I have to animate this. I just realized me saying more words is making me have to put more effort into this video. I always think about this, but every time I go on one of these random tangents, I always think I have to add. I spend like hours longer on this just because I add these parts. Oh well, I mean it's not affecting you. I'm used to suffering. Anyways, I was jet lagged out of my mind, and it was not going great. And on top of that, I visited the Philippines before, but I was back in like 2015. I was 7 years old. I don't remember jack shit. Well, that's not true. There was actually a couple of things that I do remember, but one of the things that I did not remember at all about the Philippines, which I should have probably known in hindsight, is how unbelievably hot it is. This was in summer. You know, I said before, this was in June 2019. This was in like peak summer. Actually, I don't think I'm pretty sure summer technically starts in like the middle of June. So this is spring actually. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. It is extraordinarily hot. And keep in mind, all the other debuffs, no sleep, jet lagged out of my mind, and now I was getting blasted with the heat, and I ended up forming a headache from how hot it was, and I was just. It was not going well. My batteries were going to the negatives. My life. I mean, it wasn't getting ruined yet because it would get ruined in like 11 days when Skyblock gets released. That's not actually true. I started playing Skyblock in like July of like very late July. So it's actually gonna be a 6-year anniversary in like 3 weeks. Anyways, I was just having a bad time, and all of these were all culminating to the point where I was in a state of, dear God, I really just want to be home now. I would rather just be at home playing. What was I playing back then? I don't know what I was playing back then. It wasn't Skyblock, because Skyblock didn't exist, as I mentioned like 5 different times already. But I just wanted to go back home where there was air conditioning, and well, I basically where I was like more familiar with. I was more comfortable. I wanted to go back to my safe space, and I couldn't, because my safe space was 30 hours away. Well, no, it was 25 hours. The 5 extra, the extra hours were not. They were from me just being away. That the flight did not take over 30 hours. But I remember that we were like going to my family's place, and they were like, guys, let's go to a Shakey's. All right, let's run it. Let's go to a Shakey's. And I just did not want to go. And I also just didn't even know what Shakey's was. And I don't remember exactly what events led up to this, but well, I just told the exact events that led up to this, but I don't remember like the minutes before this started happening. But when we went to the Shakey's, I started fucking crying. Like I was just in such a miserable state, man. It was so bad. Like, it must have been crazier to be the waiter that was at the Shakey's, just seeing this like child crying and like not eating the pizza, which is like you would think like the pizza is the cure for like crying children, but no, it wasn't saving me. There was no pizza that could have been baked that would have saved me. And at that point they were like, okay, we should probably go home. Let's go home. And I think my family knew at this point that I was pretty messed up. Like, I'm pretty sure they were like fully aware. Like, yeah, joriz 2012. They don't know my name is joriz 2012. They call me joriz. Okay, they're like, yeah, joriz. He's not in a great state. Let's just get him in the shower, and then let's like give him his room in so he can sleep. And so we went back home. We made it to the I don't know where our home is. I don't know the Philippines. I'm sorry. I don't even speak Tagalog. That's like the craziest part. Like, if I took a Filipino test, I would probably fail, and it would like call me a white guy, because like I don't know anything. I'm sorry. But anyways, we arrive at home, and I go to take a shower, and I open the shower door, and there's just the biggest fucking cockroach I have ever seen in my entire life, just right there, colonizing the workspace. And it was just the last thing I wanted to see that day. And eventually my mom, she got rid of it. They eradicated the cockroach. I took a shower, and afterwards, this is where the anomaly begins, because I went to sleep. Naturally, of course, because I'd been awake for like over 30 hours. But 2 things happened during this sleep. Number 1 is that it was like actually like a cartoon character. I closed my eyes on the bed. I immediately fell asleep. This has never happened before in my entire life. I have historically just always struggled to fall asleep. Even like before, when I had like a functioning sleep. What the fuck just happened to me? Functioning sleep schedule. Even before, when I had that, I could not sleep like usual. It would take me like 2 hours of build up in order to actually fall asleep. Now it's like 5 hours of build up to actually fall asleep. It's awful. It's not good. I fell asleep instantly there. Like, that is an astronomical event. There is nothing that would compare to this. But not only that, I fell asleep for 14 hours straight. I went to bed at 3 p.m. and I woke up at 5 a.m. It was like the nighttime. It was dark. Like, that is solely because of what happened there with my sleep. That is the like only reason I'm not actually that embarrassed to tell this story. Because what the hell? I can't sleep. Like, nowadays, I can't even sleep like for like 3 hours without waking up in the middle of that sleep. And then I have to go to sleep again. I have to spend like 3 extra hours trying to go back to bed. Like, I have such an awful sleep. It's so bad. But back then, or not back then, but just in that specific day, I was so like destroyed that my sleep's like fixed for like 1 day only. There was 1 day of pity for me. And then afterwards, I had an enjoyable trip in the Philippines, minus the fact that I got like 13 mosquito bites in a single day. That was an awful time to be me. That was concerning, actually. That was very concerning. They were hitting spots that they should not have been hitting. Like, I had 3 mosquito bites on my foot, and my foot was protected by like a sock and a shoe. Like, it made no sense. I don't know how they were penetrating through my defenses, and I was just like sitting there thinking, holy shit, my penis is in huge danger right now, because what the fuck do you mean they're piercing through my shoe? What? Anyways, luckily, didn't happen. I had enough magic find in order to prevent that. That was a Skyblock reference. Yeah, we went about the Philippines trip. The Philippines trip is great. Philippines is actually, despite what I just said, it was actually a very fun time to be there. And I would want to visit again, especially since I'm, like, not 12 years old now. I'm 18. So I'm sure they can, like, actually, I don't think I unlocked anything. I feel like there's nothing different that I'd unlock. I can't gamble. I can't drink. Man, what the fuck? What's the point of being 18? Anyways, I'm done telling the story. So 3, 2, 1, goodbye.